Jennifer Carter sat at her desk, staring at the glowing computer screen. The clock on the wall read 2:15 p.m. Normally, she wouldn't leave work until at least 6 p.m., but today was different. Today, she had a plan. Her 13-year-old daughter Emily had been feeling down for the past few weeks. Jennifer had noticed the way her usually bubbly and talkative daughter had become withdrawn. The once excited chatter about school, friends, and hobbies had dwindled into short responses and distant gazes. Jennifer had asked Emily about it several times. The girl always brushed it off with a simple, "I'm fine, Mom." But a mother knows when something is wrong. So today, Jennifer had arranged to leave work early, something she never did. She would pick up Emily's favorite cupcakes from the bakery, stop by the toy store for a small surprise gift, and be home by 3 p.m. to greet her daughter before she even knew what was happening. Jennifer smiled at the thought. A warm hug, a mother-daughter movie night, and maybe even some heart-to-heart conversation. She was determined to make her daughter feel loved and supported. She grabbed her purse and jacket, quickly shutting down her computer. "Hey, Mark," she called out to her coworker as she passed his cubicle. "I'm heading out early today." Mark looked surprised. "Everything okay?" "Yeah, just want to surprise Emily." "Nice. Hope it goes well," Mark said, waving as Jennifer left the office. As she stepped into the parking lot, she took a deep breath of the crisp autumn air. The sun was still high, casting long shadows from the trees lining the sidewalk. She had a good feeling about today. She got into her car, turned on her favorite 90s throwback playlist, and started driving toward the bakery. Everything was going perfectly. Or so she thought. Jennifer pulled into the driveway at exactly 2:55 p.m., her heart humming with excitement. The small white box of cupcakes sat on the passenger seat, along with a neatly wrapped gift, a charm bracelet she knew Emily would love. She grabbed the items and stepped out of the car, feeling the cool autumn breeze brush against her face. The neighborhood was quiet, as it usually was at this time of day. Most parents were still at work and kids were just getting home from school. Jennifer approached the front door, eager to see the look of pure surprise on Emily's face when she walked in. She unlocked the door and stepped inside. The house was silent. She frowned slightly. Where was Emily? Her daughter's school bus always dropped her off at 2:45 p.m. and she was usually home by now, settling down with a snack or starting on her homework. Jennifer expected to hear the rustling of chip bags, the low hum of the TV, or even just the sound of Emily's footsteps in her room. But there was nothing. "Emily," she called out, setting the cupcakes and the gift down on the kitchen counter. No answer. Jennifer walked into the living room, empty. She checked the kitchen, empty. She climbed the stairs, her heartbeat quickening slightly. Maybe Emily was in her room with headphones on? That wouldn't be too unusual. She knocked lightly on her daughter's bedroom door. "Em? You in there?" Silence. Jennifer hesitated before slowly pushing the door open. The room was empty. The bed was neatly made, the school bag was missing, and the window was slightly open, the curtain fluttering in the breeze. Jennifer's stomach tightened. Something wasn't right. She pulled out her phone and quickly dialed Emily's number. It rang, and rang. Then voicemail. "Hey, sweetheart, it's Mom. I came home early to surprise you, but I don't see you here. Call me back as soon as you get this. Okay? Love you." She hung up, her fingers tightening around her phone. Where was she? Jennifer checked the time. 3:05 p.m. Emily should have been home by now. Unless she had gone somewhere without telling her. But that wasn't like Emily at all. She was always responsible, always called if she was going to be late. Jennifer's mind started racing with possibilities. Had Emily gone to a friend's house? Had she missed the bus? Or something worse? A chill ran down her spine. She needed to find her daughter. Jennifer took a deep breath, trying to steady herself. Panicking wouldn't help. Emily was probably fine, she told herself. Maybe she had stayed late at school for an activity or gone to a friend's house without thinking to call. Still, she had an unsettling feeling in the pit of her stomach. She quickly checked the kitchen counter where Emily usually left notes if she was going somewhere. Nothing. Her phone was still in her hand. She dialed again, straight to voicemail. Something wasn't right. Jennifer rushed to her bedroom, grabbed her car keys, and called the school as she hurried back down the stairs. The phone rang twice before a receptionist picked up. "Ridgewood Middle School, this is Linda speaking." "Hi, this is Jennifer Carter, Emily Carter's mom. I was just wondering if she was still there. Maybe she stayed late for something?" A pause. Then Linda responded, her voice polite but confused. Oh no, Mrs. Carter. School let out at the usual time today. Emily got on her bus. I saw her leave. Jennifer's grip on her phone tightened. She had been on the bus. So where was she now? Are you sure? She asked, her voice wavering slightly. Yes, I'm positive. She was with her friend, Chloe, I think. They were laughing about something as they walked out together. Jennifer exhaled slowly. Okay, that was something. Chloe. Maybe Emily was at Chloe's house. Do you happen to have Chloe's last name? She asked, already heading toward her car. Yes, it's Chloe Reynolds. Jennifer quickly thanked Linda and hung up, immediately opening her contacts. She had met Chloe's mom, Susan Reynolds, a few times before. At school events, birthday parties, but they weren't particularly close. Still, she found Susan's number and called. The phone rang once, twice. Then, hello? Susan answered, sounding cheerful. Jennifer wasted no time. Hi, Susan, it's Jennifer. Sorry to call out of the blue, but is Emily at your house? A short pause. Oh no, she's not. Chloe came home alone today. Jennifer's stomach dropped. What? I mean, she mentioned Emily was acting kind of weird today. She said Emily told her she had something to do after school, but she didn't say what. Jennifer felt her heart hammering. Something to do? What did that mean? Susan's voice softened. Is everything okay? Jennifer forced herself to stay calm. I don't know. She's not home and she's not answering her phone. Susan hesitated. That's odd. You want me to ask Chloe if she knows anything else? Yes, please, Jennifer said quickly. A few moments passed. Jennifer could hear Susan calling for Chloe in the background, her voice slightly muffled. Then another voice, a young girl's, came through the line. Mrs. Carter? Jennifer's heart leapt. Chloe, hi sweetie. Do you have any idea where Emily went after school? A pause. Then Chloe spoke hesitantly. She just said she needed to meet someone. Jennifer's grip tightened around her phone. Who? I don't know, Chloe admitted. She just seemed kind of nervous about it. She was texting someone a lot during lunch. I asked her, but she kinda just laughed it off. Jennifer felt a wave of dread wash over her. Emily had been texting someone? Who? And why hadn't she told her mother where she was going? Jennifer's mind raced as she whispered almost to herself. Emily, where are you? Jennifer sat in her car, gripping the steering wheel as her mind raced. Who had Emily been texting? And why had she felt the need to hide it? Her daughter was responsible, always cautious, always checking in. Something about this felt off. She took a deep breath and dialed Emily's number one more time. Straight to voicemail. Jennifer swallowed hard. Think, Jennifer. Where else could she be? Then a thought struck her. Emily's tablet. She usually left it at home during school hours, but if she had been texting someone frequently, there was a chance she had used her tablet to send messages, too. Jennifer rushed back into the house, heading straight for Emily's bedroom. She spotted the tablet on her daughter's nightstand and quickly powered it on. It was locked. Jennifer hesitated. She had always respected Emily's privacy. But this was different. This was about her daughter's safety. She entered the passcode. Incorrect. Jennifer's heart pounded. She tried again, Emily's birthday. Incorrect. Panic swelled in her chest. What if she had changed it? Then she remembered something. A few months ago, Emily had mentioned she was using the name of her favorite stuffed animal as a password for something. Jennifer tried it. Unlocked. Relief flooded her for a brief moment until she opened the messaging app. Her breath caught in her throat. There were dozens of messages. Most were from someone saved as Jay. Jennifer clicked on the conversation. The messages were recent. Jay, are you sure? You won't regret it. Trust me. Emily, I don't know. I'm nervous. Jay, don't be. It'll be our little secret. Emily, what if my mom finds out? Jay, she won't. Just meet me after school like we planned. Jennifer's blood ran cold. Who the hell was Jay? And what had they planned? Her hands trembled as she scrolled up. More messages. Jay, you said you wanted to talk in person, right? This is the only way. Emily, but what if it's a bad idea? Jay, it's not. You'll be safe with me. I promise. Emily, okay. I'll come. But just for a little bit. Jennifer's heart slammed against her ribs. No. No, no, no. Emily had met up with this person. And now she was gone. Jennifer's breath came in short, sharp gasps. She needed to find out who Jay was right now. Without thinking, she grabbed her phone and called 911. Jennifer's fingers shook as she pressed her phone to her ear. The dial tone barely lasted before a calm but firm voice answered. 911, what's your emergency? She exhaled sharply, struggling to steady her voice. My daughter, my 13-year-old daughter, Emily Carter, she's missing, Jennifer blurted out. She was supposed to come home from school, but she never did. She was texting someone named Jay, and I think she might have met up with them. The dispatcher's tone remained level. Okay, ma'am, I understand. When was the last time you saw your daughter? Jennifer swallowed hard. This morning before she left for school. But her school said she got on the bus. That was over an hour ago. She should have been home. The dispatcher continued, do you have any reason to believe she's in danger? Jennifer clutched the tablet tighter. Yes. These messages, they sound like she was pressured into meeting someone. And now she's not answering her phone. A pause. Then the dispatcher said, we're sending an officer to your address. Please stay there. We'll also put out a notice to local patrol units. Jennifer barely registered her response before she hung up. She couldn't just sit and wait. Her instincts screamed at her to do something. She scrolled back through the messages, scanning for any clue, a name, a location, anything that could tell her where Emily had gone. Then she saw it. A message from Emily sent just this morning. Emily, okay, but where? Jay, the place I told you about. Near the old playground. Jennifer's heart leapt into her throat. She knew that place. The abandoned playground at the edge of the neighborhood, a place where kids used to play before it was shut down years ago. It was quiet, isolated. The perfect place for someone to meet a child in secret. Jennifer grabbed her car keys. She wasn't waiting. She was going to find her daughter. Jennifer's tires screeched as she backed out of the driveway, her hands gripping the steering wheel so tightly that her knuckles turned white. The old playground. That's where Emily had gone. Her heart pounded against her ribs as she sped through the quiet suburban streets, her mind racing with worst-case scenarios. Who was Jay? Was Emily safe? Was she even still there? Jennifer pushed the speed limit, her pulse hammering as she made a sharp turn onto Riverside Drive, the road that led to the abandoned park. The old playground sat on the outskirts of town, past a stretch of overgrown trees. It had been shut down for years, ever since the city deemed it unsafe. Rusted swing sets. Crumbling slides. No security. No cameras. The perfect place for something bad to happen. Jennifer's breath came in sharp, shallow bursts. She couldn't let herself think like that. She just had to get there in time. Her phone buzzed in the passenger seat. She snatched it up. Unknown number. She hesitated for half a second before answering. Hello? Silence. Then, a voice. A child's voice. Mom? Jennifer's chest tightened. Emily. Sweetheart, where are you? There was a shaky inhale on the other end. I messed up, Mom. I don't know what to do. Jennifer's hands clenched the wheel. Where are you, baby? Are you at the playground? A muffled sniffle. Why, yes, but... Then another sound. A low voice in the background. A man's voice. Emily gasped. I have to go. Emily. Wait, The call cut off. Jennifer let out a cry of frustration, slamming her foot on the gas. She was almost there. And she was not leaving without her daughter. Jennifer's car skidded to a stop near the entrance of the abandoned playground. She barely registered throwing it into park before jumping out, her eyes scanning the eerie, rundown area. Rusty swings creaked in the wind. The slide was coated in grime. Vines had begun curling around the old metal bars. It was empty. Too empty. Jennifer's breath was ragged as she sprinted forward, her ears straining for any sound, footsteps, whispers, anything that could tell her where Emily was. Emily, she screamed, her voice raw with desperation. Baby, where are you? Silence. Then, a rustling noise. Jennifer's head snapped toward a cluster of trees at the far end of the playground. The sound was faint but unmistakable, movement. She took off running. As she reached the trees, she heard it, a muffled sob. Jennifer's heart nearly stopped. Emily. She burst through the overgrown brush, pushing branches aside, her entire body shaking. And then she saw them. Emily was there, her wide, tear-filled eyes staring at her in shock. A tall man stood behind her, gripping her upper arm. He was dressed in dark jeans and a gray hoodie, his face shadowed by the dimming afternoon light. Jennifer's blood turned ice cold. Let her go, she shouted, her voice trembling with fury. The man's grip on Emily tightened for a second, but then, as if sensing that Jennifer wasn't alone, he suddenly let go. Emily stumbled backward, gasping. Jennifer rushed forward, grabbing her daughter and pulling her into a tight embrace. The man took a step back. Then another. Jennifer's phone was still in her hand. Her fingers were already dialing 911. But before she could say anything, the man turned and bolted into the woods. Jennifer held Emily tight, pressing a shaking kiss to her forehead. "Oh, my baby. I've got you. You're safe." Emily clung to her, sobbing into her chest. But Jennifer knew it wasn't over yet. Who was he? And why had he targeted her daughter? She wasn't stopping until she found out. Jennifer held Emily so tightly it felt as though she might never let go. Her daughter's body trembled against her own, still shaken from whatever had just happened. Jennifer fought to steady her breathing, forcing herself to stay strong for Emily. She glanced back at the trees, but the man was gone. Disappeared into the thick woods. Her phone was still in her hand and she pressed it to her ear. The 911 dispatcher's voice crackled through the speaker. 911, what is your emergency? Jennifer forced herself to speak clearly even though her voice shook. I just found my daughter. A man had her. He ran into the woods. You need to send someone. Now. The dispatcher responded quickly. Officers are already en route. Are you and your daughter safe? Jennifer tightened her grip around Emily, shielding her. Yes. But I need someone to find him. The dispatcher assured her that police were on their way. Jennifer ended the call and turned her attention to Emily, gently brushing a strand of hair from her face. Sweetheart, I need you to tell me who was that man, she asked softly. Emily hiccuped through her sobs, her breath still uneven. I don't know his real name. He just said I could call him Jay. Jennifer's stomach turned. Did you meet him online? Emily nodded, shame written all over her face. Mom, I thought he was my friend. Jennifer swallowed the lump in her throat. She wanted to be angry. She wanted to scream. But this wasn't Emily's fault. She took a deep breath. Tell me everything. Emily sniffled and wiped her nose with the sleeve of her hoodie. He messaged me a few weeks ago on this app my friends use. He said he was 14 and that he went to a school nearby. He was so nice, Mom. He listened when I was upset. He made me feel like I could talk to him about anything. Jennifer's chest tightened. Emily continued, her voice shaky. He kept saying he wanted to meet me in person. At first, I said no. But then he told me. She hesitated. He told me he had something really important to tell me. That it was a big secret and he could only say it in person. Jennifer gritted her teeth. Predator. Manipulator. Liar. I almost didn't go, Emily whispered. But then he said he was having a really hard time and that I was the only person who understood him. He said he needed me. Jennifer felt her heart break. This man had groomed her daughter. Tricked her into trusting him. Lured her here. And Jennifer had almost been too late. She tightened her arms around Emily. Sweetheart, none of this is your fault. He lied to you. He tricked you. But I promise you you're safe now. Emily nodded against her chest, her breathing still uneven. In the distance, the sound of police sirens pierced through the air. Jennifer exhaled, relief washing over her. But she knew this wasn't over. This monster was still out there. And she would make sure he was caught. The flashing red and blue lights illuminated the darkening sky as two patrol cars pulled up near the abandoned playground. Jennifer held Emily close as officers rushed toward them. A tall officer with a kind but serious face approached first. Ma'am, I'm Officer Ramirez. Are you the one who called? Jennifer nodded quickly. Yes. I found my daughter, but the man who took her ran into the woods. Ramirez's sharp eyes flicked toward Emily, his voice gentle but firm. Are you hurt, sweetheart? Emily shook her head, but her tear-streaked face told another story. I just want to go home. Jennifer kissed the top of her daughter's head. You will, baby? Soon. Another officer, a woman with short brown hair, spoke next. Can you describe the man? Jennifer clenched her fists. Tall. Maybe 30s. He wore a gray hoodie and jeans. He was gripping my daughter's arm when I got here. But when he saw me, he ran. The officer nodded. We'll send a search team into the woods. But if he's been talking to your daughter online, we may be able to track him that way too. Jennifer's pulse quickened. I have his messages. Officer Ramirez's eyebrows lifted slightly. On her phone? No, on her tablet. She wasn't answering her phone, so I checked. Jennifer hurriedly pulled out the tablet and opened the conversation with Jay, handing it to Ramirez. He scrolled through the messages, his jaw tightening. This is bad, he muttered. He was definitely grooming her. Jennifer swallowed hard, fury bubbling inside her. Can you find him? Ramirez nodded gravely. We'll do everything we can. He turned to his radio and called for backup, requesting officers to search the woods and forensic teams to trace the messages. Jennifer held Emily tighter, her body shaking with a mixture of relief and rage. This man had nearly stolen her daughter from her. She wouldn't rest until he was found. Jennifer and Emily sat inside one of the police cruisers wrapped in a blanket provided by the officers. Though the initial panic had subsided, Jennifer still felt her pulse hammering in her ears. Her daughter was safe, but that man was still out there. Officer Ramirez returned, his face serious but calm. "Ma'am, we've sent a team into the woods. If he's still nearby, we'll find him." Jennifer nodded, gripping Emily's hand tightly. "What about the messages? Can you trace him?" The female officer, whose name tag read Officer Daniels, knelt beside them. "We've already contacted our cybercrime division. If this man has used a fake account, we can trace the IP address and work with tech specialists to locate him." Jennifer felt a small sense of relief, but she wanted him caught now. A sudden crackle of radio static interrupted them. "Suspect spotted near the old bridge. Heading south." Jennifer's breath hitched. Ramirez's eyes sharpened. "That's 2 miles from here," he muttered. He turned to Daniels. "We've got him. Let's move." Within seconds, officers were racing back to their patrol cars, sirens blaring as they sped toward the bridge. Jennifer held Emily close, whispering, "They're going to get him, baby. You don't have to be scared anymore." Emily sniffled. I feel so stupid, Mom." Jennifer's heart ached. "No, sweetheart. You are not stupid. He tricked you. He was a liar, and that's not your fault." Emily let out a shaky breath. "What if he does this to someone else?" Jennifer's jaw tightened. "He won't." They waited in tense silence until, after what felt like forever, Ramirez returned. His face was unreadable until he finally gave a small nod. "We got him." Jennifer exhaled sharply, relief washing over her. "Thank God." He tried to run, but our officers caught up to him. "He's in custody now," Ramirez assured her. "He won't be hurting anyone else." Emily let out a small sob, this time from relief. Jennifer squeezed her daughter tighter. "It's over, baby." Emily buried her face in her mom's shoulder. "I just want to go home." Jennifer kissed her head. "We will." But as she looked over at Officer Ramirez, she had one last question. "Who is he?" Ramirez sighed. "We're still investigating, but from early reports, he's not 14 like he claimed. He's 35. A known online predator." Jennifer's stomach churned. Emily had been so close to being another one of his victims. But she wasn't. Because Jennifer had come home early. Because she had listened to her gut. Because she had fought for her daughter. As they drove home later that night, Jennifer held Emily's hand the entire ride. She wasn't just going to protect her daughter from now on, she was going to teach her. Teach her about online dangers, about trusting her instincts, about never believing someone just because they seemed friendly. And most of all, she would make sure Emily never felt alone again. Because Jennifer had almost lost her. And she would never let that happen again.